Welcome to Bill Builds, and today we're going to unbox and review this new 9-inch Ryobi Hobbyist bandsaw. So just to give you guys a quick backstory, this is my old 1990s based Craigslist buy bandsaw. It's a 10-inch direct drive bandsaw from Sears Craftsman, actually, when they used to be the same company. I got this off Craigslist. They didn't come with the table. I had to make the table. I also had to make the trunnion on the back so the table would rotate. It's not great. It did me justice for what you've seen in the videos and that kind of thing, but it's small and it just wasn't stable enough. The blade kept popping off and it was just really annoying to deal with. But then I didn't see that to be an issue big enough to buy a new one. But when I was using this recently, the bottom blade guide actually snapped, and it's cast iron, and it just, or steel, or cast steel, or cast aluminum, whatever it is. I haven't actually looked at it, but it's cracked and it's broken. And finding parts for this bandsaw are really hard and expensive, so I decided to just scrap it and buy this new one, which wasn't too much. It was under $200, and we're going to see what it's like and can it replace this one. Alright, let's start by getting this out of the packaging. Alright, so the first things I see here are the table lock, which is just a... Yep, it's just a bolt and a adjustable knob. Pretty cool. Allen keys. Fine. Here's the table and the attachment trunnion, which is metal, which is nice. This is already better than my current one. Ooh, and it's even got an insert. I'm sure I can buy new inserts if this is this ever gets torn up or anything. Look at close-up shots of all this. Alright. Instruction manual. Don't need that. I don't know where to put that in there, right? Styrofoam. This is going to be pretty simple because the next thing is the entire bandsaw. So, yeah. Look at it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Alright, so we have to figure out how to get this out of here. And it has built it. You'll see. Okay, let's get this part. Okay, no, that comes out second. Alright. We'll get a good shot of it here in a second. Let's just lift it straight out. Ooh, it's heavy. Okay. Come on, baby. Alright, we'll go do a full tour of this bandsaw in a second. The blade comes pre-attached. That's nice. Let's put this back in here. And it comes with this... It's like a small miter. It's hard to see, but it's like a small miter gauge. It's more for like a pushing stuff along, or it's like a table saw miter gauge, I guess. I don't know. I haven't ever used it on a bandsaw, so we'll see. That is it. Let's put everything we don't need. We'll keep the manual. Let's put everything we don't need in the box. Lock it up. And we'll take this to recycling. You can't recycle styrofoam here in New York, but... Oh, wait. No, yeah. Okay. Some places you can, not here. This is another project. You'll see that in a second. You'll see that in an upcoming video, don't worry. Alright, so I'm gonna get this set up and I'll get you a better shot. Okay, let's get this thing built. Blade is loose. This needs to be tightened. Okay, there's a tightener up there. We'll take a look at everything. We'll take a look at everything in a second. Okay, that's the table lock. How sturdy is that, though? That does... Oh, there's this washer. I'm an idiot. Okay. Sorry, I'm an idiot. There's a washer that goes on this. Okay. We'll get you a close-up on this. Oh. So here's how you adjust the table. You undo the table lock. So right here. Then you can rotate it by a coarse amount. You gotta turn this around, but... And that's it. And then you lock it down. Boom. There you go. So tensioning the blade is a little bit finicky. This is to tension. You push it up. You tighten this down, and then you get it to the exact tension you want. We'll go through that step now. So here we are, we're going to tension the blade. Okay, so we undo this, undo both, and you'll see, I probably should have done this with the table off, but it's whatever. You'll see the blade is really loose, it's not on the wheel at all. There's this guide here, and there's the guide here. So what we do is, let's just make sure this is loose. I tightened it a lot. Okay, let's just loosen this up a bit. That's the top one, and there's a tracker on the back. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. If you haven't actually messed with aligning a blade on a bandsaw, this can be kind of finicky. So what we do is we lock the blade up with the tensioner on the back, that lever I showed you. Right, so this will bring it up, you see? Like that. And now, that's still a little loose. I'm gonna tighten it up a bit. Alright, and now we're gonna, okay, so now you see, you can't really see, I'll show you. You'll see, when I spin it, the blade shifts to the back. So what we need to do is, I think, which direction? Okay. We have to, yeah, twist it to the right, and it should track more into the center. Alright, now it fell off. We'll track it back. Let's bring it to the front. Alright, so we need to go back the other way. Okay, this is getting, let's undo this. Alright, let's get it back on. So that took me some time to actually track. Well, not too long. You can see it tracks on center now. You can use the knob directly behind this bolt here to adjust the tilt, and you just keep spinning it by hand. You don't want to turn it on and try to do it, because it'll be the blade life out, and it's just dangerous. So just spin it by hand to try to get the adjustment right, and once you get it right, you can close it up, and it should be tight enough. And then you can adjust the tension on the blade once it tracks. So once you have everything tracked, you can just close it up. Like that. There's nice handy clips on the side. Give it a gold once too. So this here is the unlock for the adjustment on this. And this here adjusts the height of the guard. So you want this to be about as high as your wood. You don't want it to be too high, because then the blade can move left and right. What you really want is it to be about the height of your wood. So you lock it up. To the right lock, to the left unlock. You can't do this anymore. You're good to go. I have some oak right here, and we're gonna cut it up. Yeah, and that's it. That's the bandsaw. The bandsaw is really good, and it's much better than my old one. Curves like this would not have been possible on the old one. I know that seems like what a bandsaw should do, but I don't know what it was with that one. Whenever I cut curves like this, it just kind of... This is the other one. Whenever I cut curves like this, it just kind of fell off the track almost always. And I think it's because the bottom guide has always been broken, but hey, this upgrade was cheap enough, and it works really well. The only caveats I have with it is that A, it is cheap, but for the quality, for the price, the quality is there. The only thing is that it does have some caveats. The blade is kind of difficult to track. Once you get used to it, though, it's really not that bad. I don't know what the TPI on the blade is. I will let you know down in the description once I figure that out. I believe it's a 2 1/4 or 2 1/4 horsepower motor. It's a great little bandsaw. The throat isn't that big, but for me, that's not a big deal. For a hobbyist woodworking shop like this one, and a small hobbyist woodworking shop at that, it is a great addition to the shop, and I think it's the perfect tool, perfect bandsaw, and perfect size for a hobbyist woodworker, especially considering the price. It's really not that bad. Ryobi makes some good tools. I have a lot of their cheap 1-volt tools, which are great. They're cordless. But overall, the bandsaw is fantastic. The table is great. Having it tilt and actually having a fence is really good. Well, fence, it has a miter gauge, which is fine. But I think for a hobbyist bandsaw, it comes with exactly what you need, and I think it's really simple to put together. So if you like this video, let me know down in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. This has been Bill Builds.